Hello again, everyone. So today we're going to take a look at MSIX Azure Virtual Desktop App Attach. Now this is probably the better way of actually getting apps into your hosts. So let's take a look at the whiteboard and go over what it actually does. So if you're doing remote applications, the easiest way is if you take your host, i.e. the virtual machine that's running all of your sessions, we could just go straight up, install the applications we want directly into the VM. So we can use things like Word, and we can use things like Excel, and so on and so forth. Now you could do that literally by RDPing directly into the host and manually installing the things with a local admin account if you wanted to. Not the most reproducible system, works fine for a few people, but what about if you had multiple people? Like, for example, we had Bob, and we have, it says Bod, oh well. We have Bob and we have Dave down here. And each of these users are logging into this virtual machine, but they need different applications. So say, for example, Bob only needs Word, and Dave only actually needs Excel. Now, this means that we still need to install both Word and Excel onto this VM, and we're starting to get into a bit of a mess. We're getting applications on there that we don't need. So there's a better way of actually accomplishing this task. And that better way of doing things, let's not delete Dave, that better way of actually doing things is something called App Attach. Now, the whole point of App Attach is this. We need a few different components for this thing to actually work. So we need, for example, we need an Azure storage account. And within this Azure storage account, what we're going to do is we're going to actually create an SMB file share. Okay? SMB file share. And inside this SMB file share, what we're going to do is we're going to put our applications. We're going to put our Words and our Excels inside here, right? And the idea is that depending on who's connecting, so say for example if Dave is connecting and Dave has Excel assigned to him, this will automatically attach this application to this virtual machine. It doesn't actually install it, it just attaches it. So there's a couple of bits of extra complications going on there for how that actually works, because these are kind of specialized applications. In fact, they're packaged applications. What we need is a couple of things. First of all, our app, so say for example our Excel app down here, it can't be an executable. It needs to be a special file format called an MSIX package. And not only that, we need to modify it a bit further. We need to take the MSIX packaged install version of Excel, and we need to actually convert this to a VHDX file. So there's a couple of steps that we actually need to go through. So we need to take our application as an MSIX file, convert it to a VHDX, upload that to a storage account, and make sure to link all that in with our virtual machine. We've also got to make sure that our host virtual machine here actually has permission to go and read that SMB file share. All of this should also be within the same region as well. So yeah, let's go set this up. Okay, so let's go and build a storage account. Let's go and package one of these applications up. And yeah, let's go and do an app attach and see what it kind of looks like. Okay, so back over here, I've got my YouTube demo host pool, which is fine. It's in UK South. I want to do this app attach element over here, but before I even start, I'm going to need a storage account. So let's go into storage accounts and let's go and create a new storage account for me to actually use. I'm going to pop this into this AVD YouTube, and I'm going to call this YouTube App Store. That's it. Okay, it's going to be UK South. This is going to be for Azure Files. Okay, so it's going to be an SMB file share. We're going to leave this on standard at the moment. I mean, in reality, if you're doing this, you want it on premium storage, make things a lot faster for your users. Actually, you know what? I will put it on premium storage. And I'm going to leave this on locally redundant down here. Everything else I can leave as default, that's fine. Networking I can leave as default, that's fine. Soft delete, 7 days, that's fine. And a Microsoft managed key, that's fine too. So let's just wait for this to actually validate and create, and then we'll carry on to the next step. Okay, deployment's complete. Let's go check that out. We have my app YouTube store down here. I now need to go into file shares and go and create me a file share. So let's create a file share. We'll call this YouTube apps. Okay, we'll leave this provision storage as a terabyte. That's fine. I don't want to back this up at the moment. Make sure you actually really need that, especially for a lab environment, because what that is going to do is deploy a recovery services vault for you at the same time. So yeah, if you don't need one, don't bother deploying it. Now if we go to browse on here, this is my YouTube apps. I've got nothing in here at the moment. All right, that's fine. We just need to make sure now that my host can actually communicate to this. So to do that, I need to drop back to my host machine, in this case my YouTube 1 machine, and I need to go into my identity and make sure I've got system assigned identity turned on, which I have. Okay, that's good. Now I need to go to my Azure role assignments and I need to give it permission to go and talk to that file share. So let's go and add the role assignment here. The scope is going to be a storage account. The resource is going to be that YouTube app store. And the role is going to be, it's a special role. Here we go. SMB share contributor. That allows it to do read write. Okay. But Microsoft like to use the fancy word of contributor. Let's refresh that and check that it's done. Awesome. So that has been assigned now. That means that my host can actually start reading and writing stuff to those file stores. Right, next task. So far, we have our storage account built, our SMB file share built, and our permission done. Now we need some apps. More to the point, we need some MSIX apps. Now, what you'd normally do is actually take existing applications and package them into MSIX format, and that can be quite complicated, and we'll do another video for that later on. But there are actually some out there that are already pre-packaged as MSIX. Now, out here on my GitHub for my AZ140- nodes, and I'll kind of make this public for you later on. I have an MSIX installer's Excel file down here that's deduplicated. So if I go and open this one up and I go and view this raw, it will download it. Let's go and grab that and open it up in Excel. And what you'll see is a list of all of these applications that are already pre-built as MSIX files and their appropriate download link locations. In fact, these have actually come from Winget. There's actually a Winget repository. So if you go into terminal, actually let's just launch terminal down here, and you were to install something from Winget. Now, whoops, it helps if I can type Winget. This will actually have a repository location that's got lots of links to various different things to download. Some of those downloads are MSIX files. Now, one of those that's really quite useful for a demo, so that you can just play with this without having to worry about packaging, is actually Firefox. Okay, and if you go and follow this link from my Excel spreadsheet, you can go and download Firefox and a Thunderbird setup already nicely pre-packaged and signed with a valid certificate from the guys at Firefox and Thunderbird. The guys at Firefox and Thunderbird from Mozilla. Yeah, of course. So what I want to do now is I've got these MSIX files, but I can't just use them. Okay, I need to convert these things to a VHDX file. So to do that, I need this tool. Okay, it's the MSIX Manager tool. So I'm going to go and download this thing, and don't worry if you're losing track of what I've got. I will include links to all of this stuff actually in the description, so go check that out. I'll make sure that there's like a guide set up for this so you can go and read it through. So I'm going to grab this, I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to move it over to this nice little folder here, and I'm going to extract all of that information. Okay, good. So I've got a 64-bit version and a 32-bit version. Here it is, msixmgr. Now, if I go and open that thing up, it will just not work. It's a command line based tool. So I need to go and pop a terminal over here and get ready to run this. So what I actually need is I need to grab this command, and that's what I'm going to need. So msix unpack package destination, and then apply ACL's create file type VHDX. Right, so my package path at the moment is actually going to be the Firefox setup MSI. So let's go and copy as path from there. That's good. And let's go and, whoops, change this around a little bit. So let's go and take this and pop that in there. Get rid of that. Place that in there. Wonderful. Okay. So my destination is going to be MSIX Firefox.VHDX. Apply ACLs, create file type. Great. Okay. Run this. So, oops. It would help if I was actually in the right directory. pwd. I am in the right directory. msixmgr is not recognized as a command or function. There is one slight little blip for this. I'm in a PowerShell shell. What I need to actually be in is I need to be in a command prompt. So now I'm in a command prompt. It works. Just bear that one in mind, okay? So yeah. Now, if I go back over here, I should have inside my destination, I've got MSIX, Firefox VHDX, successfully created virtual disk, created, failed. Ooh, failure. I know what that is. Do you guys know what that is? I'm not running as admin. So I need to go and run this again, pop a new terminal, run that as admin. And then pop back over to the correct directory, which is here. Launch that in command prompt, CLS, CD to that directory, LS, CD to that directory, there we go, dir, okay, cool. Let's go and rerun that command a third time. And now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so we can see that this is actually creating the virtual disk, stopping the dependent services, formatting the disk, successfully doing a few things, and hopefully I should have, once that's finished, my nice little Firefox that's 0.5 gig in size. So yeah, this does kind of increase the file sizes quite considerably. Now we need to get this thing into that file share. So let's drop back to my YouTube App Store over here. Let's drop into my file shares over here, drop into my YouTube apps, and actually go to browse and upload this file. Okay, so let's go back into my C and let's go back into here and grab that Firefox and start the upload process. But yeah, 0.5 gig, we'll just wait for this to upload and then we'll come back and we'll do the actual app attach process. Okay, so let's go over here into Azure Virtual Desktop App Attach. Now, before I do this, there is an essential step I need to make sure I've got configured. Firstly, we did configure down here the storage file data SMB share contributor for the storage account. What I also need to do down here is actually give, where's it gone? My Azure Virtual Desktop Service Principal the ability to have storage account contributor as well. If we don't do that, the Azure Virtual Desktop system is not going to be able to read and write to this storage account. You can do that very easily just by coming into the actual storage account itself over here, clicking on I am to grab the permissions, going to role assignments down here, add a role assignment, and that role assignment you are looking for is storage account contributor, which is listed down here. Grab the storage account contributor, select user group or service principal and select members. Now if you come down here, this is just going to show you all the user accounts inside the environment. But if I go for Azure Virtual Desktop, what I'll find is this one here, the Azure Virtual Desktop application. That's the application actually running in Azure and registered in my Entra ID. That's what I need to give the permission to the storage account. Okay, so over here in App Attach, let's go and hit create. Now we've done all of our permissions. Let's go and select Mic AVD YouTube. Let's not select Mic Pool. Let's go and just filter this out. So let's come over here into our App Attach. And if we go into my YouTube, I'm going to select my YouTube demo host pool down here. And we are going to select our storage account, which is our App Store. Select our file share. our YouTube apps, and there's our Firefox.vhdx. Wonderful. Okay, our MSIX package, that is it. And our display name is going to be Firefox. Wonderful. This is going to register on demand, or sorry, register at logon. So as soon as the user logs on, it kicks in. And this is going to be in a state of active. And yeah, we can just leave that at the moment on needs assistance if we have a health check failure. So the host pool this is going to be attached to is YouTube demo down here. And the users that are allowed to use this, if we go to AVD, let's change this to AVD users down here and OK that one. Click on next, click on next. All right, now that's actually added. It took a second to go and click in. We can see I have my Firefox browser ready. If I go to my users, this is configured with AVD users. So let's go back into Entra and let's go and make sure my users are in the right place. So in my groups, I have AVD apps users, and inside here I have Bob. So we're just going to move Bob. Let's get rid of him from this AVD apps users. And let's shift him over to AVD users so you can get a full desktop environment down here. So let's add Bob in there. Wonderful. Now Bob should be able to get a full desktop environment. Let's go log in and see if Bob gets his application, i.e. his App Attach application down here, his Firefox browser. So we're just going to sign into the Windows app again with Bob. Pop his password in here. Wonderful. And open up his session desktop. So let's wait for that to load, and hopefully that should pop straight in. Good. You should have on the start menu. There we go. Mozilla Firefox. Actually done as an App Attach application into this session desktop. So remember, this application is available to Bob and is there launching for the first time, but it's launching from that VHDX file. So that's a very quick run through there of creating an App Attach. Now, the process there is a little bit complex in the sense that it had a lot of moving parts in here. We needed to get an MSIX version of the application and then convert it to a VHDX and upload it to an SMB file share and make sure all the permissions are in place so that the virtual machine hosts have permission to the file share and the Azure Virtual Desktop system has permission to the file share. But once we've all got that configured, eventually you're going to have a list of applications that you could just assign to different groups of users, and they will dynamically attach the virtual machines as and when they need to. So yeah. That's Azure Virtual Desktop App Attach. I hope you enjoyed this, and you'll join me next time for more content. Goodbye. And you know the routine. Hashtag like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and will join me next time. Goodbye.